Our next speaker today is our very own Jerry Marino. Jerry is a DTM, has been a Toastmaster since 1980, past club president and past Area 12 director. He has observed thousands of speeches over his Toastmaster career and has given hundreds. From this experience, he is sharing ideas on how to create, write, and deliver a speech in bits and pieces. Today's speech is a Pathways Level 1 speech, evaluation and feedback, second attempt in the engaging humor path. It is the first in a series of speeches on principles of creating, writing, and delivering a speech. This is a speech to inform on the first steps of creating, writing, and delivering a speech. The purpose of this Pathways project is to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback in a second speech. This is the speech incorporating feedback from speech 1. Please welcome to the virtual stage, Mr. Jerry Marino, How to Write a Speech, the short course. He will be speaking for 5 to 7 minutes. Jerry Marino, How to Write a Speech, the second course.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, am I sharing the right screen here? You see my slide presentation? Yes, thank you very much. So this is a little speech. It's part of a bigger series about putting your speeches together. And I hope today you learn a little bit about the big picture of the speech. And by a big picture, I mean overcoming the imbroglio you have when you're trying to decide, what do I say? How do I say it? What am I going to talk about? First of all, this comes from a history with Toastmasters. I have heard thousands of speeches. I have given hundreds of speeches and evaluations. So this comes from experience, but also from what I have learned and applied from all the studying I've done on communications and improving my speech and speaking abilities. The big picture I'm going to talk about today are 3 points: the purpose of your speech, your audience, and what's the point of your speech. These are the things you have to decide and really nail down before you can make any progress on writing your speech. So let's get into it about what's your purpose. Toastmasters recognizes 7 different areas of purpose. Now, there may be more, maybe nuanced areas of this, but speaking to inform, I want to inform you on something and I want to impart some information. Entertaining, I want to make you laugh. I want to make you cry. I want to be dramatic. Discussion point, this is good when you're trying to bring consensus to an idea or to a decision point. I want to inspire. I want to bring you out of yourself and make you achieve things that you believe in, but maybe you hadn't been inspired to do before. I want to motivate. I want to motivate you to take action, to do something. Influence and persuade. These are very similar to each other, but I want to influence what you think about something, persuade you to do something. So these are the several areas of your speech, and you need to determine what is your purpose before you get started, because that will focus what you do and what you say. Next, who's the audience? This is one of the most important aspects of creating a speech. You have to understand and do a real study on your audience. What is their age? What's the income level? What are their interests? What professions are they in? This will determine how much they know about your topic. What is their level of understanding of your topic? Is this a friendly audience, or is this going to be an antagonistic audience? All of this will determine what kind of content you're going to put in your speech and how you're going to address it. If I'm going to talk about some aspect of M&Ms, for instance, particularly the aphrodisiac qualities of the green M&Ms, I'm going to say different things to a younger audience than I am to an older senior citizen audience. Same thing with income. Interests. What is the audience interest in your topic? How much do they know? What sort of profession are they in, which is going to give you some information about their background. So you have to understand these things before you could really start creating your speech, because this will address it. And I'm going to say the most important thing is addressing items of relevance to your audience. I know we all think that a speech is about me, it's about what I want to say, but really it's about your audience. What is your audience interested in learning about? Now, what's the point of your speech? This is very important because you should be able to express the point in a brief sentence. For instance, let's suppose there's a bond proposition for improving the school in your neighborhood. What's the point that you want to make when you're giving a speech about it? Well, the point is, I think we should spend this money, or I don't think we should spend this money because, and this is the reason, and that's the point, and I want to convince you of my point of view. So that's an example of what is the point of this speech? Why are you even giving it? So once you've determined those things, you can match the purpose and point of your speech with the audience. For instance, if you were drawing a table, you would do different things if you wanted to inform or entertain or discuss, inspire, influence, or persuade. And depending upon the age, the income, the interests, the profession, the topic, understanding, the motivation, are they friendly or antagonistic? You're going to address it and structure it differently. So let's take a little example of this. For instance, let's go back to the point of approving a bond for the local school. And let's say I want to persuade them to do something, to adopt it. Well, if audience one is an audience of parents and audience two is an audience of people in the neighborhood, many of whom may be senior citizens, I'm going to need to understand that. I'm going to need to understand the income of each one and how this bond is going to affect them. What is their interest? The parents want to educate their kids. The senior citizens want to keep the value of their home. How much do they know about this? Do you have to go into detail for each one? High level, low level. So you can go down the list and determine, based on your audience, based on what you want to do, what are the appropriate things to say? Having said all that, this is the foundation of putting a speech together. Before you even put pen to paper or even think about it, know your purpose, your audience, and the point you want to make. As we go forward in this course, the next is going to be writing your speech, how to connect your purpose, point, and audience, how to create an introduction that's going to motivate your audience to listen, and then how do you start putting items together into your speech that are relevant and important. Mr. Toastmaster,